This is very worrying. And I want to go back to, I mean, at the beginning, somebody had said in the YouTube comments, they were like, your expectations of this team are too high. And I think like we've had moments over the past year where we were able to get really excited about what we were starting to see, especially last summer with, winning 2 finals against Mexico, especially like with a B team, basically like out on the field. And so I think that it did inevitably expectations get a little bit loftier at that stage. And you say, oh, they're playing in games of importance, they're playing games of matter, and they're able to get these results and find ways to win. And it just seems like since then, like we were like, okay, this is a team that it is at least going to be competitive and can qualify for a World Cup and potentially get out of the group. And now it's like, Charlie, you said it, it was like, we've taken so many steps backwards since those moments. And it just, with less than 2 months, again, it just doesn't feel like there is enough time to kind of right this ship right now. I'm hopeful. I'm going to stay hopeful because that's in my nature and anything can happen at a World Cup. We know that, but I'm just, this is not how I wanted to feel after this.
There's no support. There's no support for the 9. No matter who it's been, Ferreira, Sargent, Pepe, you can play Pfuk, anybody. There's just not enough with the 9, which begs the question: do you play a 2-striker system, a withdrawn striker, or two out-and-out strikers? Maybe, because right now there's nothing, and at least you'd have an opportunity where one goes, one checks, and you always have that to kind of be your fulcrum when you're attacking. And then your outside backs can kind of just be a pendulum as the ball shifts from one side to another. At least you'll have more options, because right now it's just one up there. And and you look at all our options, none of them are a phenomenal hold-up player. None of them are super strong. They can hold off 2 center backs, let alone 1. So at this point, maybe you have to think about playing with 2 strikers, because in the attacking third, you don't have anything. You're hoping for set pieces at this point, or a mistake from a bad pass from a defender to give you a 2v1 or some of those situations. So it's lacking right now, and we're not finding any answers to these problems that we're having.
Tom, gut reactions. How you feel? Like I said, I think this whole post-game show is just going to be like a little like therapy sesh, a little vent sesh.
It's defeating. Like what Charlie just said, I'll expand on, we didn't get any answers. We didn't learn anything new. We didn't get anything overly positive at all. That's 2 games where the attack was impotent. Like it was just brutal. Like nothing was being generated through the press. Nothing was being generated through possession. Nothing being generated going direct. They did, particularly in this game, I thought against Saudi Arabia, they tried numerous different ideas of how to attack, and none of them looked good. When was the last time we saw Christian Pulisic at his best for the national team? When was the last time we saw Gio Reyna at his best for more than a cameo against Mexico for the national team? When have we, like, Weston McKennie was in the form of his life before he got hurt against Juventus for Juventus in the winter. It's just been like Serginho Dest since one of his recent goals. Like, it's almost like I think that there was good work that happened against Morocco and Uruguay. And, that's not even to say of the Nations League games that I kind of already discarded because they weren't against World Cup quality opposition. And whatever good that we got from that June window, completely out the window right now. It's hard to overstate how truly bad these last 180 minutes were. Again, I wish that there was more positives to take away. Charlie hit it right. The only positive is that these weren't World Cup games. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep. Greg Berhalter is currently talking to Jenny Taft right now. Said, literally just saying, well, it was tough for our strikers because they didn't get much service, which is what we had been saying all along. His message to the team is he doesn't want this. He wants this team to just, kind of put this behind them, be at ease, like don't have the nerves. But he said he can't fault the effort from this team. And I'm kind of thinking, yes, I can. Like, I watched the whole thing, and I think I can kind of the effort. Yes, I can.
I honestly, like, they'll do game tape on this. They'll break it down, but like there might be an argument for just let's move on for this. There was not a lot to take away from this. We'll call it a bad week or however long they've been together, which again is not ideal, but for me, I don't know what you're gonna get out of this.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it around. November 9th is when the 26-man roster is going to be announced for the World Cup. Having, based on the last two matches that we have just watched, is there anybody that you think that was not, maybe not called up to this camp, but like needs to be on that roster for a chance for this team to have any kind of hope of getting out of a group stage? Like who are the kind of X factors, I guess?
Musa and Weah. I'm gonna let Charlie go because I know he's got about 2,000 words on this, but it's Musa and
Weah. What I would say is we didn't put enough stock into what a out of confidence Christian Pulisic looks like.
Yeah.
What someone who a Christian Pulisic isn't in form and playing, because that makes a big difference. If Christian's thriving at Chelsea and he's playing every week, he comes in sharp. He comes in motivated. He's more involved in the attacking third. There's times where he's dropping so deep trying to look for the ball to try and create the game because he's trying to find it, because the striker is on an island. They have nothing. No matter how many runs Ricardo Pepi made, he wasn't getting the ball. They weren't even looking up. They were so concerned with a 5-yard pass.
Yeah.
And I look at the center backs, they get on the ball, they sit there, they look, they wait, they look, they wait, then they play a 5-yard ball. Who are you moving? What opposition are you moving with that 5-yard pass? You make it easy. We're making it easy. We're making it predictable. People can read everything we're doing. There's nothing creative. There's nothing that would cause you to say, oh, I'm getting out of my seat for this. Like, I can't wait for this attacking play. There's energy and a liveliness to it. It's not. It looks methodical. It looks boring. That's what is really eating at me right now, because I watch every game with this burning fire when I watch the U.S. men's national team, and when it's great, I'm pumped up. When it's bad, I'm really low, because I care that much. And when I watch this group, I know how much potential they have, and they're not playing anywhere near it. And so, there's a lot. I think Christian out of form. I think obviously Brandon Aronson not really having a position in this team, because Timo Weah has really, I think, locked down that right spot because of what he offers, because he's so different, and you can see that they're missing that player. Gio Reyna has been injured, so that's another thing. But Yunus Musa is so important in this group, and the fact that he's now playing in that central role at Valencia is only going to help him with the U.S. men's national team. That's why I was so excited for him to be back with this group and not be injured. So that's a big blow. And then we just saw how important Anthony Robinson is to this team, because Serginho Dest can't play left back. He can't. He comes inside every single time. And then when he comes inside, he leaves this big gaping hole on the left side where teams are looking to punish you. They see it every time. And if you lose the ball ever, because you can't be perfect in possession, when you do lose it, that's the first place they hit you.
Yeah.
And he's not a great defender to begin with in the first place. So there's a number of issues, but I'd say those are the biggest ones.
Yeah, I think you kind of nailed it, Charlie. I don't know. I just overall, it just feels really deflating. It's unnerving. I know it's not the way that I can see how much Charlie cares. I know that about him. I know how much he cares and is invested in this team. And it's just, it's a bummer. It's a bummer because we all want to feel good about it. I haven't lost all hope. This was not a World Cup match, as Charlie pointed out. But it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see if Greg is going to kind of step outside the box, perhaps, and kind of look to make some changes, whether that be, roster moves or formations. I just think that this isn't it. This can't be good enough, Tom. Like, it's just not.
No, you use the word defeating. That's perfect. The lower third right now on the screen, uninspiring draw. Like, these are words that like perfectly delineate the feeling and just the deflating, the size. Like, that's the visceral reaction to this. There wasn't a lot of, all right, well, there was a couple bad moments, or hey, maybe this was an individual breakdown. It was just the entire thing. There wasn't chances created. There Saudi Arabia could do mostly whatever they want. Like, the United States had more possession, but that's kind of what Saudi Arabia wanted them to be.
Possession
I mean, possession doesn't matter. Possession is
saying.
Completely irrelevant. Yeah.
It was the United States did not dictate the game on their terms. Like, what Japan did to the United States should have done to Saudi Arabia. It was too easy. It just wasn't enough. It's really, really disappointing, deflating, uninspiring. I keep on going back to these words because there isn't a lot more to take away from that. Again, we can talk about tactics or whatever it is. It's just, like you said, Suze, it can't be like this. It can't be like this.
No, it can't. And I really, really hope it isn't.